Yay! I'm sorry. I got fricked over because this isn't working as good as it could be. It's better than before, I'll definitely say that. But I think the big problem with my internet for a while now hasn't been the modem. When it works good, it works perfect, better than it has in years. When it doesn't, problems. So, yeah. Still, as long as I can at least stream for some time. Pistachios. I like, I really like snacking on. There we go. Just want to make sure I can view the status of the stream stuff. Oh. Dang it. I forgot to open the one thing. So I can properly monitor chat. Now, I did a minor bit of, grinding yesterday, but not a lot. I should have just taken an opportunity when I couldn't stream Monday. Though I never bothered actually checking if the upload had fixed itself past the first 10 minutes, just because, I just felt if I couldn't do the whole time, that it was kind of pointless. Dang it. I missed him. Whoop. But yeah. I've already made up the Castlevania Rebirth stuff, following the new thumbnail way I do things. Ha! Anyways, I now know where, the golden leaf is. It's outside the creepy steeple front yard. Which means I have to go back for that annoying forest. Yeah, there was this web novel. I've got a web series by this point. Mixed feelings about. It's called Worm. You might have popped into it, against it a few times on YouTube. It's really only famous on a few small corners of the net. There's one of the parts I hang out is absolutely obsessed with it, so really I'd have to be a stubborn idiot not to eventually figure out what the heck this worm thing people were talking about. Though it's more accurately called the Parahuman series. But most people call it Worm because for a long time there was only one book in the series. Worm. What is the Parahuman series about? Well, it's about this setting. To go into vague details, because spoilers. Because there's almost no way to not spoil everything about, no point in fighting these guys. You're just not worth it. Now, these guys on here might have an amazing Daisy to fight, which is actually totally worth it. Anyways, yeah. Because, and it should be known, the first book is absolutely gargantuan in size. And as a web novel, it's, you know, posted one piece at a time and everything. But yeah. I'll just get a brief overview. It's about this setting, a superhero setting. Now, many of the fans of this setting will tell you that, it's a realistic take on superheroes. And all that. When, oh. Oh, no. No. Not at all. At least not as far as I'm concerned. I've only read the first book in the series, mind you. But yeah. And for a long time I had no intention of reading a second, but yeah, no. It's just a different kind of superhero story. Not inherently better or worse than any of the other stuff. And definitely not more realistic. I mean, if I'm being completely honest here, just completely, actually honest here, I don't exactly have a high opinion of it, mind you. but at least the first book. What I'm hearing about the second one actually has gone me interesting, but that's interesting. Well, I haven't even just tried it. Like, okay. I'll just say it. The running thesis of this is a superhero setting where everyone's just kind of more awful than you would realize. Like they're the reason why people commonly say Wild Blow, the guy who, well, not Wild Bow, the guy who wrote it, has a low opinion of humanity. Because, and chip on his shoulder when it comes to authority and a bunch of other stuff, because, yeah, this is full on, people aren't just assholes, they're complete bastards. Now, people say, oh, well, that's funny, realistic, but, no, 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 no. Anyways, right. But the basic premise is, it's a alternate take on your superhero genre. And, I've already said that part, everyone. Most people are assholes, covered that part, let's, more to see. I just want to heal, dang it. Dang it! Ah! I don't do things. Yeah, the way superhero powers work in general in this setting is very, very different than usual. Now, a lot of this, this part is semi-spoilery, but not too much. Basically, people generally only gain superpowers in this setting during traumatic events. And it's a trauma that does it, not the, now. Right. Can that cape thing run out already? There. Oh, great. Just what I need. More items. When I specifically need room. Anyways. And that's part of what, shapes the setting to be the way it is. Well, to be frank, I'm trying to describe it in a way that it sounds like... There's a lot of things about the world that are at least somewhat interesting. As an alternate, I swear to God, I'm trying to describe the setting overall for both sequels. I'm failing at that, so I'm just going to go ahead and describe the setting for the first one. With a few minor spoilers here, like the one I just mentioned. I should be able to fit through here, but I can't. God dang it. And it's hard to see why, because the stupid friggin' box is there. Okay, see, I was under the impression it was in the front. Right. The first, though, story, Worm, falls, badly bullied, a badly bullied high school girl by the name of Taylor Herbert. As you can probably put together what I said earlier, she's got superpowers. And wants to be a superhero. It follows her adventures on Earth Bet. You know how in superhero settings there are multiverses and all that, and they tend to be numbered. Well, they use the, I believe, Jewish, Aleph, Bet, Gimel, yeah, stuff like that, naming scheme. Because the reconnection successful thing is still blocking it. Anyways, yeah, like I was saying. Okay, getting ahead, not as important. It's set on Earth Bet, specifically within Brockton Bay, a fictional city with a fairly unusual amount of parahuman crime. the term for local variants of superhero. I think I established that already, but I had to make sure. Oh, for freaking sake. Right. Hold on, let me get this thing. With an unusual amount of superheroes and supervillains, primarily being the gangs, the Azen Bad Boys. And it's just clear I didn't miss-say that. It's Azen Bad Boys, or ABB, which is a Asian gang. Which, if you know anything about Asian politics, is strange, but when you look at the leadership of said gang, it suddenly makes more sense how that's possible. But yeah, despite being a fairly powerful gang, they've got really only two capes that are a term for parahealing. Why is that? Well, we're just sorry to find out. Then there's the E88, or Empire 88, which is the neo-Nazi gang. They're the ones with the most capes, range of a whole variety. I mean, like, so many. Kaiser, Purity, Stormclaw, I think it was. Fog and Night, Athalia, Victor. Hooklook, Alabaster, so many. There are relatively minor groups. And then there's, of course, the local superhero teams. New Wave, the Proctorate, which is the local government-sponsored superhero team. Specifically, there's the Protectorate, their founding members, the Triumvirate, and then there's the PRT, or Parahuman Response team, who are actually the ones in charge of the Protectorate. Only normal people can be in the PRT, and they're the bosses of the superhero people. And then there's the Wards, the junior superhero team, which is generally not actually supposed to do much superheroing, even limited patrolling, because, kids. I will say that's probably one of the more things about it that I will say is realistic, is handling of that. The kids aren't normally supposed to, be pulling major superhero work because they're kids, and just because they've got superpowers doesn't exactly mean they should be sent into combat. It's just that, you know, real life doesn't exactly work out that way. And the city's crumbling. Life tends to be crumbling, and just things aren't great there. And a lot of people tend to find the protagonist fairly sympathetic. I'm not one of them, but at least at the beginning I am, but how should I put this? I'm trying to say. No, I'm going into it more would be spoilers. Yeah. But yeah, occasionally the story will have interludes following perspective of other people. I'll just say this. The protagonist is not a absolutely correct authority on everything. Just because they say or think something does not mean it's accurate or true. Because they're still a dumb teenager no matter what they say if you actually... Yeah. Part of my problem with the story comes not from the writing, but from the fans and their obsession. Yeah. And the movification of a lot of characters who are actually kind of assholes in the original work. Good reasons to be, but... And the vilification of people who aren't. They might be semi-antagonistic, but, I mean, when the reason why they're opposed to your actions is because your actions are stupid, yeah. Following that, by exploring around here, I'll find it. The gold tree. You know what? Does this guy say anything different? Activist left me here and ran off. Somebody let me out of here. Oh, I give up. But yeah. The setting's filled with a lot of interesting power sets. And a lot of takes on things. For instance, yeah, everyone knows Superman and the standard flying brick power, and generally how they're referred to as Supermaning it and such. Well, in this setting, it's generally referred to as Alexandria package, due to the local Superman equivalent being called Alexandria. Okay. I read it was in Steepy Creeple. And I went in and I didn't find it. Steepy Creeple. Creepy Steeple. Gold Leaf. Okay. It's this side. Yeah, I can actually go in here. And it's time for me to take a quick break to go do something. Hold on. Gotta do something real quick. I'll be back as quick as I can. I'm sorry about that. But we're all used to this by now. It just comes with the territory of my streaming. Of course, now is when the internet stays perfectly functional. Anyways, right. But yeah. Part of it is, you know, like that, the superhero, big name superheroes. The Triumvirate, as I've already mentioned. There we go, Golden Tree. A superhero with the standard super strength and invulnerability flight package. The absolute high end of all those. The boot. Along with what's called a thinker power, because they've got them classified in the 10 catchy little categories. Now these aren't, you know, power ratings or any of that, it should be noted with these. That's another part. Powers are all classified based on effect. Now, it's not a perfect system since it's literally a poorly evolved quick catch classification system developed for use with troopers in the field, just to give a basic idea of what you're up against. With one ranging from you can deal with it to a 10 and oh, we're all fucked. But right. And I'll get into those later. Point is, she used a classic package. Superman style package. Plus with finger power, that is powers that effectively make her smarter. But not really. The idea is invoking the Library of Alexandria. Then there's Legend, who yeah. Even people in universe comment on the whole the fact that the gay superhero gets rainbow powers. Yeah. Even people in universe. Admittedly, it's a bit more than just rainbows. It's rainbow lasers with all sorts of neat effects. And I went the wrong way. As well as the ability to turn into said lasers. Dang it. But lasers that freeze, lasers that burn, and he can turn into lasers too. So high speed movement, FT, and up to eventually FTL movement, because he's a bit like the Flash really with his powers. Takes him time to build up in speed when in laser form, but but yeah. Then there was Hero. Yeah, Hero called Hero. Who's what it's called a Tinker. Well, again, I'll go into that later. But it's pretty much the Tinker. Or was. His specialization, because Tinkers have specializations, is one of the most broad, even if nobody had a really good idea of what it was exactly in the universe. Just complete bull. Come on. Ah, dang it. I was really hoping for amazing Yankee. Especially one with a free lucky. Anyways, the final one is Indolong, whose powers are the most different. He's what's known as a Trump, and no, not that Trump, as in Trump card. This was written well before that political, before those political ones. Yeah. His power is he's got about 3 to 4 power slots, and they'll change based on need. You know, I always have great control, and I believe he can usually only hold on to a power for so long before it slips from his grasp. But yeah. And these powers are all usually fairly potent to boot. He's generally considered the most powerful of them by virtue of being, you know, the one with the biggest tool set. I figured why not just stay in this one until I get back. There we go. So I don't have to work my way back. Yay. But yeah. Dang, I missed. Ha! And we're so close to level up. Yay. But yeah. That's another thing. The power classifications and generally how some of what makes them how they're handled. For instance, all the government groups have a. Now, that's another thing I will classify as at least somewhat realistic. Master-stranger protocols. Basically, because there are people out there who can control people's minds, people in setting have actually accounted for that. If you start acting weird and strange like you should, you're getting locked up until they can figure out what's wrong with you. Master Stranger refers to masters, people who can control things. Other people. This can range from emotional manipulation, even if they don't have much control of it themselves, to generating minions through any method, really. And so on and so forth. Strangers, on the other hand, can range from I don't exist to hazy, hard to make out, and who are you again? To man, this guy stabbed me in the stomach and disemboweled me, but that's fine. He's a nice guy, such a nice guy. Oh, he's using my kid's hidden trails, a skip rope. Man, he's such a nice guy. Yeah, that's actually what the guy's power called. Nice guy. Anyways, yeah. I forget what this. Oh, kill Mainga. Right, right. But yeah. So yeah, Stranger, Brute. Super strength, super durability, adaptation, anything that lets them handle stuff a normal human should. Then there's Tinker, which this is supposed to be the answer to stuff like Reed Richards is useless, you know. Like, well, here's why the Reed Richards are useless here. They're, people who trigger, as such, they're usually not actually super geniuses, with tech-based abilities, specialized in certain degrees. And usually the tech they make is super advanced, difficult to upkeep, not long lasting when not doing upkeep, and generally can't be mass-produced or even learned how to make by normies. Give or take ones like Masamune, a guy who has mass production as his specialty. These specialties can range in all sorts of ways, to transportation, to waveform manipulation, to efficiency, to modularity. Damn. Ah. And such. But yeah. Now, the original explanation for why normal people can't learn how to tinker tech is, well, it's garbage. The guy arguing is like dropping a F-16 in front of cavemen. Which I'd argue is completely... But as Lynch said, that was a much more logical explanation for why people can't reverse engineer it, is because their powers are messing with things tech-wise in order to make it so that it's not easy to teach people how to make tinker tech and such. And so the Tinkers don't really understand what's going on unless they are themselves scientifically inclined. Which most aren't. Oh, and then there, of course, there are bio-tinkers, ranging from mutant clones to good enough that they can resurrect the dead. You might think, well, that's resurrect the dead? That must seem fairly lighthearted. Ha 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 ha! Oh, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, no. But yeah. But yeah, the entire idea is you get Reed Richards type characters, but with an actual explanation for why they aren't just disseminate their high-end medical tech everywhere. Even then, some of it still does manage to disseminate. God damn it, I was trying to walk off it. I just wanted to go into the rooms, damn it. Oh well. It's not gonna hurt for me to do some extra fighting. Anyways, what was I? Tinker, right. And then there's Thinker. Ha! Which is, you know, the super smart powers. Super powerful analytical capability. Enhanced memory. The ability to come with better plans based on the complexity of the problem. Dang. like, yeah, like a plan to make food. It's a simple plan that could have lots of problems. Whereas, plan to solve world hunger, flawless. Getting the plan implemented on the other hand, ooh, no, 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 no. Ooh. Should have pulled that duplication trick. But. I'm not going to fight them in this area, I'm just going to go through. But, yeah, anyways. Might as well get the Kill Hall Key Mango first. I've ever been a wee baby. Oh wait, you better. Oh wait, we already heard that. Okay, it's on the last area that is the quick shortcut. Okay. But yeah. To combat precog, anything that's purely mental based, thinker. Let's see. Master, Stranger, Tinker, Thinker. Then there's Changer, which is, you know, the transformative powers. This also where things like adaptive regeneration can be. It involves changing your form. It's a changer. Now, again, this system is far from perfect, but that's a built-in feature. And it's not power levels, it's a threat ring. Punio's always getting in trouble with the Elder. It's no fun for me. Hey Mario, can't you move with me? Yes, okay, it's not right. It's something. Ask me anybody you can. Come on, there isn't a question I can answer. Come on. Pretty an easy question. I likes. Always has to be Mario. Well, there we go. Anyways. Then there's Breaker. Remember how I said Changer? Well, Breaker can sometimes be Changer. It's all about, doing things that, well, generally break physics. Like, oh, you can turn into a cloud of smoke? Yeah, stuff like that. Mover, teleportation, flight, super speed. And, I think that covers them all except for, the last one, Trump. Again, that means trump card, not, This is because it trumps other powers. It's a power that it does power-related stuff. For instance, you got a power that gives other people healing powers. Or makes them temporarily invulnerable. Wait, no, I skipped two. We'll get to those. Or you've got an ability that lets you see other people's powers. Or steal them. Or so on and so forth. It's all about interacting with other people's powers. Rather, and it's as such something that's usually useless on normies. Though power drifting powers generally work on everybody. Then there's the last two, Striker and Shaker, which I had forgotten. Striker is simple. If it's a power that requires touch to use, Striker rating. Free someone in time. Striker power. What's a touch? Striker power. Freeze them in time at range. Oh, I forgot Blaster too. Look, I'm not an expert on these things. I'm just talking about it. Shaker is all about infecting the environment. Turning everything into a weird alternate dimension. Bending and stretching space. Bending, stretching, and constricting space. Creating areas of increased or decreased directional velocity. Shit, that's a Shaker. And Blaster should be fairly self-evident. Beams of energy and such. Another interesting part of the setting. Because that's real. Because again, that's part of what pulls me. The setting, even if there's a lot of stuff I don't like about it. The Endbringers. Kaiju alikes aren't all that far off from most fiction. You know? A lot of superhero settings have their own kaiju alikes. But very few of them are like the Endbringers. First, there is Leviathan. The water-controlling speedster. It generally lives in the oceans, and every 9 months? Yeah, 9 months. It attacks somewhere coastal. If its attack is a complete success, that coastal area ceases to be. Like Kyushu, Japan, or Newfoundland. Not only can this thing move super fast on land, it moves even faster in water. Which is troublesome because it can control water so well that it can make dry land into flooded areas. And all it needs is a little water on it to create a water shadow. something that will, even if it moves out of the way of your attack, hit you with enough force to rip your body apart to little itty bitty pieces. It's, yeah. Just from the sheer water pressure. Hopefully this isn't a 3-day trip. I just wanted to take the thing to shift. Shimmy. Yeah? Welcome. Hello, yes. Thank you for accepting my request. I need 3 ingredients. Go and leave. Miss the egg and kill mango. Each one of these adaptations are about hand so much from dishes. Have you found them for me? Should I go and leave? Thank you very much. Mystic egg. Yeah, puzzling mystic egg. This is it. Thank you very much. That colorful kill mango, that's it. Thank you very much. Now I have all the ingredients. Hey, they calm my palate and my skill, begging me to turn them into delicious delicacies. Thank you very much, my friend. This is your reward. Like your stuff. Ha 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 ha. Well, wait, what? These begin such in sorrow, but they are all valuable. Yeah, I agree. You're a good person. I did not see her there. Oh, I forgot to check her on what? On Mascuba. This is an expensive assessment, not to change something. Watching your health score is super important. You won't want to get sick and spoil the whole trip, would you? That's an excessive assessment. The food on the train is so good that people overeat while traveling. Then they have to go on diet as soon as they get off. That'd be weak. Alright, facing sad or hard, I just want to get away. Now, why is that? Is it because time and distance solve all problems? Do we want to put the hard things far away behind us, like yesterday's sunset? Hey, that was a pretty cool line, right? I think I'm going to use it in a novel. Yay! New people. I'm trying to muster the courage to write a note from the road to the girl I like. That's the only thing I'll say. I wish I could get into the spirit. Everyone has a separate reason of traveling, in case you didn't know. Business, pleasure, honeymoons, but boy, I guess our reason of traveling is one of the weird ones, huh? Yeah. Anyways, Endbringers. Then there's Behemoth. Massive, dikinetic, as in controls all energy. I mean, they're not really kaiju the size of Godzilla or any of that, but they're still very big and destructive. Also known as a hero killer. Whereas Leviathan will just obliterate your behind. Just completely obliterate your behind with water. You won't even get near Behemoth unless you have some sort of resistance to its kill aura. I locked the door when I left the house. This is completely back. I really can't even enjoy the trip. Should I go back? That's a patch around the next business press. You know, sometimes when I'm on a train, I just stare out a window into space. Yeah, these are child-sized mushroom dubs. They're acting not childlike. Weird. Feeling the train sway makes me forget all the troubles of life. You know, like there was something I want to watch, but who really cares, right? I guess you have to have honey to me here, right? Hard to tell just without looking. The thing outside the window just rushed by like fazoom. You're like fazoom. It's awesome. Riding the train is awesome. No matter how old you are, who wouldn't like it? That one's actually acting the age he looks. Alright. Well, I'm gonna go talk to everybody to just skip through to get there. Via sleeping. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah. Anyways, he burrows into the earth. And generally, I've read the exact some of the locations. He's attacked, but he's not landlocked, sea-locked like Leviathan generally is. He can and will completely obliterate anything that gets in his way. Via land, I mean. He will fuck shit up. Basically. Destroy everything, leave everything horribly, everything. I think I ever want to leave the train. So I put on so much weight that I can't get through the door yet, but I have room for bring me stuff now. You know, I just figure out how to leave. Nothing right, it takes all sorts. Anyways, yeah. You know, giant, one-eyed, giant horn monster, you know, general stuff with him. And then there's the one that's the most different. Smurga. The Smurga. I can't say it. Also referred to as Ziz. To complete the naming set. A giant winged finger. Telekinesis. Can see the future and the past to an amazing degree. Can borrow the tinker powers of everybody within range. Hey, are you enjoying your train ride? This train ride is underway. You can't get off whether you want to or not. Hey, you're making a face like you don't care. But I just love this train trail. The scenery went by right in front of you. So much better than playing the books, you know? Yeah. Wonder how much tricking this train really costs. Yeah, I heard Dipto was definitely on a train really recently, and yeah, I bought tickets to see where he was staying, maybe 8. So they were like, yeah, I got my ticket. But then the worst thing, wait, what a huge roar, total singular, you know? They had to pass on the Access Express. I wonder what all these folks are going to do when they get where they're going. Hey, you know what else is cool on train travel? You just can sit and stone out. Bing bong, bing bong. The train will soon arrive at Potchley Heights. When I grow up, I want to be a conductor. Actually, I want to be one right now. Anyway. Okay. Let's see if there's anybody up ahead besides the conductor. If not. Anyways, yeah. And the reason why Ziz is the worst of them all, because Behemoth will just wreck the area, leave it nothing more than rubble. Leviathan will sink it, but Ziz will usually leave things relatively intact if left alone. The problem is what happens when they're not. And I've talked about this. These attack on a 3 month schedule. 3 months, the next one attacks 3 months later. Yeah. the worst part about this is her song. See, when this first showed up, there was just this giant flying angel. And not biblical angel. Not something horrifying looking. Something beautiful. Not quite human. But, you know. Nothing bad to that. We're gonna take a brief look around to see if anything's changed. If not, go be dismayed and skipped on to the final area. You see, people who listen to Ziz's song for more than 10 minutes are mastered in a truly insidious way. Because, by all purposes, they seem exactly the same as they were before. You know? Nothing strange going on. You got no reason to suspect them as that something as having happened. You know? Except by all intents and purposes, they act exactly like they did before. Up until a certain point when they don't. As bad as that sounds, you know. Well, let me express. A more casual demonstration of power involves parents just casually butchering their own children and acting like it's the normal day in their life. And when I say butchering, I mean butchering. And then they're cutting them apart. All the children are acting just the same and preparing them for dinner. Yeah. They're acting exactly the same while doing these actions. And that's the toned down, somewhat horrifying. The worst is, well, the reason why they're referred to as bombs. Because she can set them up to be mind controlled. And to eventually detonate in a way that's... But yeah. And they will detonate. This is going to be something as simple as, say, somebody killing the guy who's just about to cure cancer. And doing away something that causes more cancer. These bombs can be planted and have their effects decades down the line. She can see the future. So she can create a Ziz bomb now, and it will go off months and years later. One moment, someone's doing something that could actually benefit all of humanity, and the next moment, they're just dead. Or worse, they're the ones who did it. You can't trust people who've been exposed that long. So, generally, even if when they drive them out, they immediately quarantine the places attacked, lock everybody up, and brand them in what is essentially a concentration camp. Because you cannot trust them for any frickin' reason. It's why people fighting them generally have to do so in less than 10 minutes bursts. And if you fail to make the deadline, you might just be put down, since you have superpowers. Yeah. It's all sorts of messed up around here. But it's understandable because of the damage that they've caused in setting before. Yeah. Oof. Ha! And the harsh realization I'm down the only one from those guys. Great. Oh, hey. Defend plus for me, plus defend plus B, and another defend plus B is there, huh? Is that better or... Don't really need refund all that much, honestly. Power Plus. Because to get the battles over quicker. Ah! But yeah, that's just an overview of the setting. It's, a very messed up world. But, yeah, the setting is super interesting, even if the story is not my favorite thing. And I think the writer made a big mistake of shirking their original plans. Because I'll just say this. The original plan was for the main character to die fairly early on. But they decided to do it via rolling. Decide who lives and who dies during certain major bad events. and they decide that, you know, to roll for her. Now, it wasn't a likely roll, but she kept winning those rolls until the narrative end of her story. That's why it was always called the Parahuman series. What's this email say? How are you, Mario? This is Eve from Twilight Town. Alright, after a lot of soul searching, I found I'm truly happy. I haven't been able to forget the hard times, or even completely remember them, but I've been thinking things over, and I believe that my sad past paved the way to my current happiness. That deep? Anyways, I can't think about that stuff all the time. The kids play all day, and then they get hungry and cry and scream, so I'm pretty busy all day, every day. Kids would love to see you again, so please drop by next time when you're in the area. Fondly yours, Eve. I must have that book. I lent a book to Miss Jolene, and now I need it back, rather quickly. Please meet me in Punchlands, would you? You wonderful trouble solver. Anyways, yeah. That led to, I believe, some of the many problems I've had with the community. Because, like, I'll just say this. The people who like the book were overly attached to the viewpoint and character of Taylor. That when we finally got to permanently see the world from another character's perspective, people immediately talking to how terrible that was. Oh, how poorly written it is. And all that. Now, I haven't read it myself, but honestly, it sounds pretty good to me. A lot of things they bemoan are just the natural character progression of characters that they movified instead of actually recognizing their actual personality traits and such. Yeah. However, that's only part of it. Another problem is and such, is the fact that, well, to be frank, in the years, because he wrote 2 other web novels before finally returning to write Ward, the sequel to Worm. One's that I'm definitely not inclined to even give a try, because he just managed to make even more depressing stories. Ironically, that Ward, it seems is to have some capability for optimism in it. When originally I didn't even want to give it a chance because I just did not enjoy reading the first book at all. I literally only read it so I could understand what wasn't stupid, shitty, poorly written fan. Whoops. But yeah, major problem is that Wild Bill just had a bad problem with changing his mind about how things worked after the story. Now, some of this stuff I don't mind because it was never stuff actually included in the story in the first place. So I think it's fairly fair that he can change stuff that was never actually included in the book. But for the stuff that was, yeah. Like, for the longest time, whenever someone brought up a power matchup between the Endbringers and the Superman or something like that, as far as I can tell, he just got personally offended that his super duper awesome kaiju knockoffs could lose to anyone. So he'd always come up with a statement about, oh, well, they're actually this powerful. It's absurd. Especially when he's talking out his behind. He seems to have learned to let go of that, though, because when someone asked about Saitama, you know, from One Punch Man, which I haven't seen, but I understand the premise of it. That is that Saitama can beat anything with one punch, and he does, and all he really wants is a good fight. Oh yeah, forgot. Don't follow that. Oops. So he says my rest read was not he's a little trouble. He's a delightful man, you. Is that I very much want to read a magazine. I went to Jolene, but she lives in Woodsville. That is very far from here. So as you know, could you go get it for me, you resourceful wizard, you? You're fabulous, dear. But yeah, but the thing is, sometimes he does stuff, just straight up changes things, and that has actually affected war. Things that happened a certain way and were confirmed in story were changed. I believe one of these, so I might be misremembering, is a character called Browbeat. Browbeat is a character that even Wild Bill basically forgot existed after, you know, the character's after a big event in the story. He was known to survive the event, and then he basically ceased to exist. So much so that he retconned the guy having dead. Now this doesn't make much of a difference since, you know, he literally had no impact on the story past his death whatsoever. But still, and so on and so forth. There are other things, but yeah. That doesn't even give it the fact that he has propensity to troll his readers and deliberately give them misinformation. Well, I'm glad I didn't beat him. Yay, Mega Rush. But, yeah, give me a moment. I need to go, fill my drink. But, yeah. I've got mixed feelings on the thing, like I've said. But it's led to a lot of at least somewhat interesting fan fiction, which I tend to read in my spare time. I generally prefer it over actual novels, mostly because they're free, and they come in a written digital format, which I prefer over physical books nowadays. And they're easier to digest, too. Especially the ones I read, which are all on a web form, usually. Because that's where they're mostly congregate. Most of the fans of this thing are. And just... let me tell you, the fanfiction got so bad and popular and virulent in how it spread that eventually it was quarantined. And there was another story that used to be similarly popular called Zero no Tsukuyomi, or Familiar of Zero. But that eventually died down. There are a few relics from that age. But everyone thought, oh man, this is an interesting idea. What if we swap the main character for insert X character here? It was filled with its own many a problem, but... because the idea of that series was all about a a teenage mage summoning her familiar, as is standard protocol for mages. Except something goes wrong, and or as it appears so, and she summons a commoner. This commoner is actually a modern-day Japanese guy. There are a lot of problems with the protagonist of this series. Like, I have given Kirito from Sword Art Online shit, but at least his boring, and all the more interesting female... Alright, we're back. Sorry. All the more interesting female characters that surround him generally lose anything that makes them interesting over time. Especially Asuna, who gets turned into pure damsel with season 2 and never truly recovers. Admittedly, I haven't seen season 2, but I saw clips of it enough to know that new. Yeah. But Saito, the main protag of familiar known to Tsukiyomi. Oh no. Like, I'm not even gonna mention the shit he did, just as it is so awful that he gets immediately unpersoned. Now, it might seem like he's got it particularly bad in the anime, but in the novels, it's even worse. Not for him, for those around him. No. But yeah. Oh, hey, this guy. Oh, nah. I'll solve your trouble. Just let me get to you. But yeah, since he was generally completely unlikable and such. So is my thing? Oh yes, I know the one. Alright, I'll return it soon. After a nap of that magazine. Okay, fine, give me a moment. Don't get the wrong idea. I bought a magazine in the promoter, that's all. I needed to see what it's not like I follow fads or anything. A wrestling magazine. But yeah, so people saw an opportunity, and what if we swapped out this character for other characters, since it's such a simple idea. That is what died down. Worm did not. Many a person wrote a Worm fic, and even now, even though it's quarantined, it's still. I mean, it had to, since it's a web forum, and finding stories all the fanfics are, and even original fiction are all stored in the same place. So if you want a chance at actually seeing something that isn't worm-based, it had to be quarantined. That's just how much there was. It was virulent. I think how it's quarantine hasn't affected its the amount of stories. Yeah, in this case, most of the stories seem to be built around one simple idea: what if Taylor got a different power from her trigger event? Now, a lot of these are lazy. Oh, let's just do the same horrible thing. Or some of them are a little inventive. Let's give her a different thing. Because we actually got told that how triggering works with powers and such. And that the problem face affects things and such and such. And this and that. Alright. It's not much, but at least it's something. Also, I've already collected all the money again, so... But yeah, what if we give her powers based on insert X setting? And so on and so forth. Or, even better, let's give her something actually original. Now, the stories themselves tend to be of subpar quality, as is most fan fiction. I've already went on enough rants about, you know, how certain ideas of characters became prevalent to the fandom, mostly because of a few Arthurs who believed that they perfectly understood the source material in every way, and that they were accurately portraying these characters, and if you disagree with them, you're a moron, and they'll ignore you. And other people following the lead because either, oh, Worm's a terrible story, we don't read it. Like, look, I didn't like Worm, but at least I read it. Even if I don't remember it, since it's been a few years, we remember it all that well, since it's been a few years. There are still some details that stick out. Pan. You'll figure out what character that is if you read it, or read the fanfics, is a massive bitch in the original source material. Now, she's got semi-sympathetic reasons for becoming a bitch, but she's still a bitch. Not a poor, little, emotionally drained move. Is he okay? Okay, he just wasn't moving. It's curious. Ah, right. Buy stays over there. Well, actually, they should have restocked the special orders if they're making. I'll just buy those. Yep. Now, star points. Not really useful. This one is, though. Not really going to use that, but it'll add to the collection at least. There we go. Now I'll go buy something from the parlor. But yeah. At least I've almost gone through all of these. There we go. Anyways. As I was saying. Or, oh, this person who didn't agree with the character's actions, clearly they're a massive asshole. Uh-oh. Here's this blonde character who the main character doesn't like. Clearly, she's an ultra-violent idiot. Even though she's portrayed in the story as being actually fairly intelligent, smart enough that even though she's a high school age girl, she's taking college classes. Clearly her rich parents bought that for her. Yeah, I've got a bit of a chip on my shoulder. Excuse me, hold on. Oof. Yeah, I just noticed some, very small chips in my controller. Hand thing. Which could have been caused by me holding one of these into it too hard. Oops. Softer material than I thought. Nintendo is usually sturdier than that. Old Nintendo anyway. The Switch hasn't been making proper use of it. Anyways, right, I get distracted. But the ideas behind the powers that can result and having these odd abilities interact and such. There's also the simple idea of having a character in setting who's smart enough to use communication. Since a major problem with many of the characters in Worm is they don't talk to people about their problems and shit. Or communicate and talk things out and blah blah blah. Yeah, it leads to problems. Even with the problems I've been having today, I still say my internet's running better than it has ran for weeks. God damn it. Wrong pipe. I've wasted enough time grinding. I'll just go down the other pipe now. But yeah. Sometimes you get really interesting stuff, like this Wormfic, which I can't remember the name at the moment, where the key thing is that phrasing it right could lead to spoilers, so I'll just say this. During the event where she triggered, instead of gaining her base powers, she instead gains an outsider's mark after talking with the outsider. Oh, I guess I've been using the term trigger is what it's called when someone has a traumatic event and gains powers from it. So her powers work completely outside the normal way powers work. If you get Jolene the magazine from Jolene, you wonderful man, you. Hit turn, deliver it to Toodles. Yes, this is the magazine I left it to Jolene. Alright, thank you. You are a true hero. Thank you. Here's my thanks to you. Boat mode. Anyone who has been spotted in a cavity with an under one arm. Anyways, yeah. Like I said, yeah. It's one of the few that manages to accurately display all the characters' personalities. Long story short, Dishonored power set or not, the main character of this story is still a hot mess. I mean, not a mess. Garbage fire when it comes to problem solving. Her powers are based on the powers of Dodd and Corvo, and I believe later probably pulling stuff from the little Empress. I wouldn't know though because I haven't touched it since Dishonored 2 came out because I don't want spoilers for that. Which is annoying because it was probably one of the best out there. Seriously. Oof. Because the thing is, it's not just her that got power from the outsider. And it's just interesting to see how things go in this story and how things turn out. And watching her discovering the quirks of her own power set. It's fun. Businessman, screw I forgot to go to my briefcase. I'll be Saxman, meet me in front of the hot dog standing Glitzville. But, yeah. I mean, it manages to very seamlessly combine the feel of Dishonored 1 and its DLC with the feel of this setting. It's honestly one of my favorite stories out there. Other stories have interesting power sets. Or power swaps. What if they got the power, someone else's power instead? Or something like someone else's power. One of them led to the shipping chart meme, which I'm still a fan of. The joke about the shipping chart is that someone actually... This one story, which was mostly a comedic romance story, and decided to make a shipping chart to denote the relationships between characters. And part of what makes it so humorous is the fact that when it was first made, before it was later updated, one of the characters was being shipped, wanted to be shipped with a few others, but was only ever shipped with Forever Alone. Which, yeah. And there was just a whole bunch of miscommunication stuff that, even if there wasn't anything going behind it, it was something that people were thinking was, and someone were playing along. Ah, you're that fellow, so you're the one that accepted my request. Well, here's the thing. I've heard the code for lock on my remix, and the prototype of our company is product live. It's a big deal. If I don't figure out how to get into the briefcase, I'll be sacked for sure about that briefcase. So I'm real chair fanatic. Yeah, like anything's not. I use the number of chairs in the house I visit on business as the code. Don't judge me. I know it's weird. You gotta visit those places and count the chairs. So it's here location of chairs. Ready? Troop's house in Petalburg. Second is Flurry's house in Bogley Woods. Okay, I know that second one can't have more than 3. Yeah, how about no? I'm going to go ahead and just, look up the answer to this, because this, nah. That's way too complicated. Yep. Security code. $2625. I was right that the Dawn's office only had 2. How many went upstairs were at Croup's house? 2. Okay, now that's a number. Yeah, I missed up the first 2 because my phone just had a system crash. My company said I thought sauce was a Stan's fat dog. We were trying to call it the tongue blistering fat dog. I'm sure it'd be a hit. Huh? I shouldn't give up so easily? Yeah, maybe you're right. Okay, I'll just send the coins to that dog guy. I'm on. I won't leave the place until I convince him. Wow, here, thanks for your reward. Hot sauce. Here's the top item, our famous hot sauce. I have tons of this stuff, so just me if you want some later. Well, oh, it appears we disconnected there, at some point. I don't know when, because at some point my phone decided crashing was the name of the game. Hold on, what? Okay. Thankfully, opening this should show me. I don't have much time left anyways, but I completed that. Okay, so we've been down for like a minute while I was doing that. It was 2625. And it was hot sauce. I got free hot sauce. Yay. I looked it up because I didn't want to trek over just for freaking chairs. No. But, yeah. I'm bringing it up mostly because there's one of these fanfics, one new one, has caught my attention. Where the main character got turned into a spider. It is ironic because her original power set, what in the story, what was controlling bugs. Now, she got up to more bullshit than someone who just controlled bugs should be able to do, but still, that can be a bullshit power, and she shows exactly why. Well, I believe this is the point where I can finally reveal the secret in there. Hopefully we stay connected long enough to see it. And next time we'll be dealing on Friday. We should be dealing with the actual plot, which shouldn't take overly long, even with me searching for shit. Okay, so this is supposed to blow away. God dang it. I guess I'll have to figure out how to get that later. Let's see, you got anything, Professor? Excellent timing. I finally have it, Mario. I've got a way that might just get you to the moon. Let's go to a far outpost. You must use the can there and it will blast you. Alright, so your merge will use a can to get to the moon. Is that entirely safe? I know it sounds real... I'm not entirely sure all the details. Counts from far 6 of dice. I can launch anything anywhere, even to the moon. Well, it's not delayed. Where is this far outpost? I believe there's a pipe to far outpost somewhere beneath Roadport. But I'm not sure of the exact location. Yes, I believe it's hidden for some reason. If I remember correct, you can use something called an Ultra Hammer again. An Ultra Hammer? Why are you already got one of those? How marvelous! Ah, well, I see. That's not like anything to right now, doesn't it? Well, use that Ultra Hammer to find the power. Then get it. Yeah, one more thing you should be aware of. The Bob-ombs who live there are sort of a surly bunch. They may not let you use their can. You may have to negotiate with them. In any case, that's your problem. Good luck. Get that last crystal star. I'm going to have to figure out how I get that last secret. Because I was kind of thinking I could name this the Trouble Center Secret. But nah. You know, maybe I'll go a little longer just to get that. Because this is only a 5-minute freaking thing. And because the way Disconnect works, this will be counted as, I believe, a second stream on YouTube. Open! But yeah, she turned into a spider. Not like a giant spider. A spider. That yay big. Of course, I think she's about this big now because, you know, she does still have powers. But that's where she was for like a week. Yay big. And a lot of the... Oh, frick you! Just sent me to the locks. Not only did it crashed by sending me to the lock screen. Rogueport Trouble Center Secret. No, not Rockport, you goddamn ma. Let me try again. Rogue Mario Rogueport Trouble Center Secret. Yeah, there's something wrong with this right now because it's literally not even showing everything the app should show me right now. But I'm gonna go behind it just to help really figure out what the hell's going on. Okay. Finally! Trouble Center Secret revealed. I've been coming at it from the wrong god dang end. That's good. Turns out the Trouble Center was being run by him and Ishmael's boys. He may look like him, but he's actually an intellectual. People surprise you, huh? Isn't that the guy I kicked the butt of? Who took it very badly? Whoa, what's the meaning of this? You found my secret way in? Dang it. Look, a lot of, shall we say, sketchy risks get submitted here, so don't tell anyone that we're the ones running the Trouble Center, okay? I figure on YouTube this will be technically counted as a separate stream, so I wanted to at least get one solid thing into this 10-minute stream. Well, that's neat. Okay. For some reason, I thought it would happen if you use Fury on the bulletin board. I must have misread it when I saw that on the Wiki page before. Okay. It's only now that I find, after trying that like 100 times, I finally figure out I was just being a moron. Well, that's the end of this, what should be been a solid 3-hour stream. HighPriest signing out. I will see you all next time, folks.